So over the last few days, Marvel's studio has been showing off the Fantastic Four first steps. And the reaction has been that good that Marvel decided to bring forward the social media embargo. So we're going to go over some early reactions, mostly very positive, which is good because Marvel needs that. We can live in a world where people can like Superman and people can like the Fantastic Four. Now, at this current moment, I've decided not to confirm or deny if I've seen the Fantastic Four yet. We're just going to roll with it. Although we do have a video going over the plot and going over the actual post-credit scenes that was shown. So, in no particular order, this is what some people are saying. So, Brandon Davis said this: "The Fantastic Four First Steps is visually one of the best things Marvel has ever made. Parts felt like Interstellar and demands IMAX," which is great because most movies in the 21st century suck when it comes to VFX. "Galactus is awesome. The Silver Surfer looks really, really good. VFX were often immaculate, which is never the case. Cosmically and on Earth, Max Chapman dropped a visual feast." Although, Brandon went on to say this: "Fantastic Four First Steps has a lot of fantastic in it, yet feels like it could be more. Visually, some of Marvel's best work ever. More sci-fi than expected. Story didn't hook me as I'd hoped, but the family beats land well. Action sequences are great. I wanted to love it. I liked it. The cast and characters work well enough in the Fantastic Four, but Vanessa Kirby Sue Storm is the movie's heart and soul." It's also worth saying that Max Chapman recently came out and said that they didn't screen test the actors that end up getting the role together. They didn't even give them auditions. So the fact that he says the cast works well enough tells me that maybe this is because, you know, the actual person that ends up playing Reed wasn't the first choice. Johnny might have been my favorite character. Also, shout out to Paul Waterhauser for stealing his screen time and bringing great energy to this movie. Overall, that's a pretty solid reaction from Brandon Davis. So we're basically just looking through some reviews here. Andrew J said this on Twitter: "The Fantastic Four is a story about family above all else, where each member of the team is equally important. No one is overserved. The movie excels when fleshing out the various bonds between Pedro, Vanessa, Ebon, and Joseph. The retro 60 aesthetics works well on all fronts. Pedro nails Reed, stoicism, and dashing brilliance. Can he actually act? Find out. While Joseph makes Johnny feel ever so valiant, but man, I can't remember the last time I adored two Marvel heroes like Ebon, Ben, and Vanessa Sue. They hold the family together and the ground the others when no one else can. More initial thoughts. Movie is less focused on action and more on the Fantastic Four solving problems as a family, which can be appreciative. The plot itself is a bit too nonsensical and scenes feel cut out for the sake of time. Galactus looks awesome. Not perfect, but the cast saves it." That's interesting because a lot of people liked Superman movie and that was freaking nonsensical non-stop. Interesting. But like I say, you can live in a world where you like both Marvel and DC. So someone called Frig on Twitter: "The Fantastic Four is a masterpiece. The visual effects and the score are a huge standout. Galactus is huge in IMAX. It's emotional and gives you hope. It beats you off and doesn't stop. Stay until the end credits." Interesting. Chris Killian said this: "The Fantastic frickin' rocks more than any Marvel movie before it. The Fantastic Four feels like Jack Kirby's imagination brought to life on the big screen. Between this and Superman 2025, might go down as the year of movies finally embrace the wonderful weirdness of comic books. One of three. I had my doubts going in about some of the cast, but the team chemistry works and they really do gel by the end. Go watch it in IMAX to feel Ralph's Galactus voice vibrate in your bones. Also, the retro-futuristic world Chapman has put together here is stunning. I have one gripe. Like Superman, there are some rough CGI baby moments that might give you nightmares. I don't know why babies seem to be so tough for animators to get right, but I'd almost prefer the actors just to wrap a football in a blanket and pretend it's a baby. You know why? Because Hollywood sucks at animation compared to anime. It just does. Anthony on Twitter, the Fantastic Four is simply fantastic. Marvel's first family shines with chemistry and charisma. Stan Lee will be proud of. Visually incredible. The FF dazzle from start to finish. Ben Grimm brings the heart. Silver Surfer is perfection. Matt Shackman delivers one of Marvel's best. Interesting. Brian Longford and Films on Twitter. I came in tempered, but the Fantastic Four is truly a return to form for the MCU. The opening minutes blew my socks off in IMAX. Gardner's and Quinn's work stood out to me the most. Galactus gives the film real stakes, and his presence is felt off-screen. Incredible miniature work. That's great to hear. Ash on Twitter. The Fantastic Four is visually stunning, stylish, self-contained, and easy to jump into. I had such a good time with this. The retrofuturism is such a snack. My standout is Vanessa Kirby as Susie Storm. Babe, I would die for you. You are perfect. It's a bit over top, lad. Anthony on Twitter. Fantastic Four is what Marvel needed. Family dynamics are there, and the stakes are high. Everyone is perfectly cast, and Vanessa Kirby is the standout. Everyone keeps saying that. Matt Shackman reminds us why we loved his work on WandaVision and why we love this film. Interesting. So they're all pretty positive so far, which I would usually tell you to, take it with a grain of salt because, Marvel glazing and people trying to get their name on a billboard, people trying to get in the good books with Marvel. Yeah, I attend events like this. I know exactly how it works, lads. So you've always got to be a little bit critical when it comes to taking what reviews and reactions say, because they're only reactions and they're not actually reviews. And, we've been here before where people give it a glazing reaction and their review says the complete opposite. So Law on Twitter says, the Fantastic Four is solid, like Ben Grimm. Marvel's first family has chemistry that is out of this world. The powers alone make for some great visuals, but the space sequences are quite breathtaking. If these are their first steps, I'm excited to see what steps they take next. Actually, that's a pretty cool wrap. So Matt on Twitter had this to say, and this is quite a lengthy one. Many would say the Fantastic Four first step is fantastic, and that'd be right for several reasons. The main four cast members are excellent. Michael's lively score is instantly memorable, and the 60s retro futuristic production design and dynamic visuals effects are a delightful treat rather than an eyesore. The story focuses on the theme of family. It can feel a bit overdone at the point in the MCU, and the villains aren't the most compelling, but the cast does a lot of heavy lifting to make you deeply care about the characters and their relationships and the end of the world stakes they face. Combined with Matt Shackman's snappy, confident storytelling, this is an intriguing, satisfying first step for Marvel's new team. Easily the best depiction of the quarter on the screen today. The MCU continues to regain control of the ship and steer into Doomsday. Okay, we know there's massive Okay, let's not talk about this. But we know it's setting up something further down the road. So overall, most of these reactions are a bit positive, like really positive, which it's neither there. It could be good, could be bad. So Katie on Twitter said, my Fantastic Four review, it's positively grade A entertainment, fluent in political theory and cinema history, sexy and proactive, tight as a drum, thrillingly tactical, bring your tissues, but not because you're going to cry. Interesting. So, Super Jin had this to say on Twitter. Marvel is back. The Fantastic Four is Marvel is finally going back to its roots. The same was Thunderbolts was Marvel going back to its roots. The same way Deadpool and Wolverine went back to its roots. The same way Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 went back to its roots. Don't forget to stay for post-credit scene. I mean, except for Deadpool and Wolverine, I'd agree with most of them. Like I say, people have opinions and not always going to be the same. So, yeah, we're going to wrap this up now. So, usually I would say, take it with a pinch of salt. But I'm trying to be more positive lately. I really am. Because all these reviews are positive. Like here, I've seen the Fantastic Four. I can say it's a total blast. Marvel's first family is here to stay with an incredible and emotional story and great visuals. The entire cast is great, but the real standout is Ralph as Galactus. Don't miss it. See what I mean? There's not many negatives, except for the story's a little bit weak, and some of the visuals are a little bit weak. But then that goes against people saying, yo, the visuals are immaculate and basically perfect, and see it in IMAX. So make of that what you want. Check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. And check us out on TikTok, WWarstu. We're trying to grow there. I'm trying to post daily on it now because it's really easy to post on there. So yeah, we do have another video coming going over the actual plot, going over the post-credit scene, mid-credit scene, and the spoilers, the stuff you lads and ladettes actually want. So like always, guys, check us out in the next video, and I'll catch you. First, if you've got any videos, recommendations, if you want me to cover and stuff I don't normally cover, let me down below. Check us out on Instagram. If you've got any stories you want me to cover, hit me up. And if I think it's good enough, I may cover it. So like always, guys, I'll catch you in another video very soon, guys. Catch ya later.